Today we're talking about probably one of the most weird, fantastic, and strange lenses I've ever used. It's the AstrHori 28mm probe lens, and in fact it's part of a kit where you can pick up two lenses. I love it. In fact, I actually bought the probe lens from AstrHori a couple of years ago with my own money. And I think it's fantastic. It's about a third of the price of the Lauer probe lens. It looks like this. This is the whole thing. It's like a little pipe, right? And this is the actual lens part. You see, that's a lens. And at the bottom, you have a base part, which you screw it into. Now, the new thing about this one, which differs it from the one I have, is that this one now also comes with a periscope, which means that it has a 360-degree rotating base, so you can rotate the periscope. That's very intelligent of AstrHori. And it comes in at $1,095, which is extremely affordable for such a tool, especially considering the Lauer version costs 3 times as much and it isn't 3 times the quality. It's pretty much identical in my tests. Now, for $1,095, you have a metal lens, a 28mm full frame lens. That's a 2-to-1, so a 2 times magnification macro lens. It's very unique, and it means you can slide it through just about anything, because look at the size of that. It's about the size of my eye. So if you have a slider, you can get some really cool shots with this. And it has LEDs at the front, because right here you do have a little connector which you can connect an LED cable to a power bank, to the power mains, and you can have these LEDs come on. Now, I prefer not to use them because I prefer to use natural light or some kind of strong side light for my macro shots, but you do have the option if you want to stick it into a deep dark hole and see what's inside. Now, they come with your front lens caps, rear lens caps, everything you need. And this right here is the base, right there. This is a 360-degree rotating base, so if you unlock it, you can actually rotate it. So say this is your camera, you're rotating the top, yeah? That's pretty cool. I mean, that you got to give it to AstrHori. That's pretty awesome. Now, the actual base has 0.8 cine gears on it, meaning you can connect a follow focus, preferably an electronic follow focus, and you can control it. So you can spin the actual image around without cropping and have full readout, which is pretty cool. We also have cine gears on the focus, which goes from 0.481 to 0.52 meters and to infinity. And we have cine gears on the actual aperture, which goes from f13 to f40. Now, it being that dark, you do need a lot of light, and it's going to be quite strong, or else you're going to be really raising your ISO, which I've done in a few shots. And you can see that they get a little bit noisy. But even though I still actually like that rather than having the LEDs on. The LEDs do come in very useful. Even the periscope right here has them. And as you can see, the periscope will basically spin. So if you want to get some shots with your camera underneath something, you can, or on top of something. Or if you want to get some top-down shots right next to the ground, you can do that as well. You can get some cool sweeping shots, which I've also done. You have a lot of options with these lenses, and they all have this white mark, meaning they're waterproof. So you can dunk this in all the way to that white line. And that's a guideline, by the way, because I dunk mine in even deeper. I mean, I go really deep. This is electronic, so it's preferable that you don't get this wet. So like I've dunked it in just before here, and you can get some really cool shots. Now, this is fully metal. It's for $1,095, you're getting all this, and it's fully metal. So it's a solid lens, and it does come apart. So basically, you undo it here and you have everything separate like this, which is really cool. And like I said, you have lens caps for everything. So you've got these little AstrHori lens caps. You put this on, and actually the probe does not have a lens cap, but it does have sapphire glass, which is extremely hard. It's anti-scratch, anti basically everything. So the sapphire glass on these guys means that they will be really, really protected. And if you feel they're not protected enough, you can get filters for them and you can slide them on like this. So here we have a UV filter, so it's nice and protected. And we also have right here a CPL. So that could come in handy if you're doing some shots and you want to get rid of some reflections. So all in all, I mean, for this price, you are getting a lot. And you can power the light with a power bank or from the mains via the USB-C to USB-A connector that has a plus minus and an on-off button. Now, I do love that it has this modular design and that you do get a nice big box like this to help you house your whole kit of this modular design with these basically two lenses in one lens combo. AstrHori have done a really fantastic job, and the actual weight of it is about 760 grams, so it's not the lightest lens in the world, but it's also not the heaviest lens in the world. And if you're wondering about mounts you can get this in, you can get it in Sony E, you can get it in Nikon Z, you can get it in Leica, you can get it in Canon, you can get it in PL Cine. There are a ton of mounts you can get this in, and also the top does come with a nice kind of lens cover that keeps it safe from all the dust. And it all does fit perfectly in the case, which is really nice because it just means that audio carrying is the case with all this in it. You get yourself a nice small power bank that'll power the LEDs if you do need those. And you can get some fantastic, beautiful shots, macro shots inside people's mouths, their eyes. I use it for nature, so I like filming leaves, flowers, lighting them, or not even lighting them, just using kind of window light. And I think like the macro lens for that is fantastic. If I can recommend a slider, because it works fantastically, in fact all the shots you've seen in this video are filmed with the slider, then I would recommend these Zeepen sliders. They are the smoothest sliders you can possibly get, especially for macro shots, because you're so close to something and it's moving so slow, you need a very steady slider. There will always be a little bit of jitter, and just use a little bit of stabilization in post, and that will get rid of all the kind of micro jitters and you'll have a really nice smooth shot. So yeah, if I can recommend anything, I would recommend the Zeepen sliders for the AstrHori probes, because it's a long lens, so you have a lot of weight on the front heaviness. So it's, you know, it can have a bit of vibration, a bit of jitter in it, but like I said, a bit of stabilization in post and it'll get rid of that, and you'll have really nice, beautiful, professional looking macro shots with a stunning probe lens and a periscope lens that are both waterproof. So yeah, $1,095. And I'm sure it's probably going to be on sale on Black Weeks or something, or around Christmas. Go and pick it up. If you did like my video, give me a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and links are down below. I'm going to catch you on the next one.